business.
Sued the EPA
He has no,
for 20 years.
again,
And
he
got
has
a bachelor-
he has
got a
no
master's
basis in
in
science.
mercury
And there
poisoning.
are studies that you can look up now that has effectively
So you still
proven
haven't said
there is
anything
no
about the-
link. There is
There
no
is no
link.
link.
There
So
is
you
no
can say
known
there's no
link.
link,
There is no
absolutely.
known link
You're full of
between
shit. You sound
autism
like a
and
big farmer
vaccines. We know that.
Okay.
Bro,
You
is
have
that your
no-
last
you
name? Is
cannot
that your
prove.
last name, Caruso? Chris Caruso?
That's my name's Chase Caruso.
Chase.
Ooh,
oh,
I
sorry.
wouldn't.
Okay, and you do medical sales?
I do. I've done medical sales, but now I'm in pharma.
Oh. And this is your stance on vaccines?
I'm not saying that that's the cause, but I say it should be looked further into. The FDA doesn't require any phase 3 double-blind placebo tests when it comes to vaccines.
So again, there are studies, recent studies that have come out.
Can you stop
No,
talking?
because
Like,
you're spreading medical misinformation.
No, it isn't.
As a teacher who has had many children in my class on the
You
spectrum,
have children yourself.
I really
children yourself.
I do not appreciate you
don't have
spreading
children.
medical misinformation
It's
about
not
children on
medical
the autism.
misinformation.
That's exactly what you're doing. So again,
RFK Jr.
there are
put it in his
studies
book.
that have been done over decades. There are no known links between autism.
You cannot
There are no
prove that
known links
theory
between
wrong.
vaccines
You cannot prove
and
it wrong.
autism.
You have no. You're
You don't
spreading
understand how
misinformation.
science
You're spreading
works.
misinformation.
The burden of proof is not on me.
Yeah,
you are spreading
it's-
misinformation. The burden
your
of proof
stance
is not on me.
your
It's on
stance
you.
is- yeah, your stance is prove unicorns don't exist. You can't. Therefore, I'm not wrong. Like, that's what you're doing. No. And you're yelling. Dude, you need to learn how to take turns, Chase.
What?
You need to learn how to take turns talking, Chase.
Tell that to your partner over there.
No.
He just talks over me every single time, so people get frustrated.
Dog, she was talking and you interrupted her multiple times.
She interrupted me. And don't call me dog over here, Pickles. Don't try to get tough on the fucking keyboard here.
I'm not being tough, and you haven't seen tough yet. So
Okay.
just-
Also not
okay,
typing.
buddy.
He's
Okay.
he's not typing. He's speaking.
Okay. I'm not Who's speaking?
You said he was being tough on a keyboard. We can see his hands, and he's not
Oh, I'm
being
sorry.
tough on
I
a
didn't
keyboard.
mean to
He's
be so
speaking.
literal. You get it.
I'm
All
here
right.
showing my face and
What is-
speaking to you
What do
very
you want to meet up
calmly.
and you want to say this face to face? Is that what you're trying to get to?
What is wrong with you? What's that going to resolve?
Nothing. You're
still
the
gonna
one
be
that's
wrong.
starting this.
You're the one that's going to be wrong.
How am I wrong? There's no way to disprove that vaccines don't have any damage. Then let me ask you something. Why did Reagan sign into law in 1987 the No Liability Act? Why would he do that?
Because vaccines do not
Because
make
people
money.
were suing the vaccines companies.
Because they don't
and
make
Paul
money.
Outfit, who was the spokesman for it, said, listen, he told Reagan, we're going to stop making vaccines. We're getting sued too much.
Exactly. Now they have a trust that when they get sued, you have to sue their
so
trust.
then when they took that away, the vaccine went crazy.
So what are the bad outcomes
There's over
coming out?
72 different doses now of vaccines.
What are the bad outcomes coming from vaccines? Tell me.
Why aren't they allowed? If you're
you
saying
don't
there's
know.
no bad outcomes,
You
then
don't
why
know?
can't we sue? People can't sue anymore.
So you don't need to sue to show that there's a bad outcome, right?
I mean, 1 out of 36 kids are born with autism. We don't know what causes that.
So you know what? You could just say that's because I don't know, volcanoes erupted.
Well, no, I couldn't say that because
Yeah, you
that's
could. It's completely unrelated and arbitrary, just like yours.
All right. Well, let's get back to also the corruption part of the Democratic Party. So yeah, there's tons of corruption, and I think Trump's elections are going to do a great job cleaning out the fucking corrupt government.
Who's corrupt?
Who's corrupt?
Yeah.
I mean, Nancy Pelosi, what did she just do? Dump a bunch of Visa stock right before they took a huge tank, and then she also dumped a bunch of United Healthcare stock.
Can I ask you a question?
Right when Optum got hacked.
I'm going to ask you a question related to this.
Okay.
If Republicans were doing the same thing and worse, would you have the same?
100%.
Okay. Did you know that there's like 5 people that do it worse than Nancy Pelosi that are Republican?
Well, wait a minute. Worse than Nancy Pelosi? She's worth like
Yes.
$250 million
Yeah,
now.
I got news
No,
for you.
her husband is.
Oh, okay.
I got
Her
news for
husband
you.
who makes all the
Yes.
Yeah,
trades.
I'm sorry you don't
Yes,
know
good
that.
job, Felice.
It's not
Well,
illegal.
they're
Hey,
married together,
hey,
right?
listen,
So
I want to
it's
help.
married.
I really want to help you with this because you have no idea what you're talking about. You can look
Okay.
up it's called the Unusual Whales Report,
So
right?
you think that she's
Okay,
never given
just
her
listen to
husband
me.
any information?
Chase, is it Chase or Chad? Whatever. Chase Caruso.
There you
Whatever.
go.
Anyways, I'm not trying to be rude. This is the Unusual Whales Report. There are many people outperforming.
And
If
they
you
all
want
need to
to,
be
wait,
go
let
to
me
jail.
finish. I need
They
to
all need to
finish.
go to
I need to
jail.
finish.
I
I
don't
need.
need
You can
to.
see all the
Bub.
Republicans whose trades are outpacing Nancy Pelosi's. Right. So what I suggest to you is, I am against Congress trading in the stock
Shouldn't be
market. I
allowed.
am against
Shouldn't be
I am
allowed.
against congressional trades that outperform the stock market. If you want that to be a crime, that is a progressive issue, right? Or I mean, there's a
What is
couple
that? Why
people
does somebody
like
have
Thomas
Texas?
Massey. There's a couple like on the very fringe of the right who don't want people in Congress making stock trades, but that's very few. Republicans are very okay
I'm
with
not.
Congress making stock trades. Well, I'm just telling you,
Not a
you're talking. I
Republican.
agree with you. Let's stop. Let's stop Congress from making stock trades. That's a progressive issue. Welcome to the left, the far left.
And then what about Biden getting the Biden family getting $25 million from overseas?
Yeah, that's not true.
It's not.
No.
No.
So what happened?
Have you heard about the people who were arrested and pled guilty for being Russian assets and feeding Congress this information?
One guy. I know one guy pled guilty.
Alexander Smirnov?
Yeah. So Hunter Biden wasn't getting $50,000 a month from Burisma.
He worked there.
For a consulting fee.
What the fuck can that guy consult on?
I'll tell you. Did you know where Hunter Biden
He's
used
a
to work?
lawyer. He's
a
an Ivy
crack
League
house.
educated lawyer.
Oh my
It's
God.
very. Let me
Bush-
help you out here.
Bush went to
It's
Yale.
it's very common for Ivy League educated lawyers to get consulting fees in DC. But I also agree. Like, if you're trying to make the argument that like nepo babies, I'm saying kids of politicians who are benefiting from nepotism shouldn't. I also hate that. Like, I don't like that either.
Trump
But
putting
again,
his
that's
kids in
not
the White
illegal.
House?
You're naming things that are not illegal that you're furious about. I don't like that either. Let's make that illegal. I'm fine with that.
Hunter Biden worked for a little company named Amtrak. You ever heard of them?
Amtrak, yeah.
What do they do?
They run the transit.
Logistics, right? Transit.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
trains.
What did Burisma do?
They were an energy company.
And how do they transport that energy?
What do you mean? Like transport it to where?
By train.
By train.
So you don't think that Biden getting $50,000 a month that has nothing to do with his father? That doesn't go on your register at all. You don't think
No,
that?
do you think that Jared Kushner getting
it's
$2
two
billion?
separate
getting all
things.
these money
Here, can I
from
answer? I think it's two separate things, right? You're asking for your first premise was that Hunter Biden did not have the qualifications to be a consultant. Well, let me just finish. Can I just say something? Your first claim was Hunter Biden doesn't have the qualifications to be a consultant. And what the point Pickles was making was, yes, he was on the board of Amtrak. He understands transit. Then he became a consultant for an energy company who was moving things in trains, right? And I can tell you this, I have read Hunter Biden's whole testimony when he went before Congress, and he does answer those questions specifically of what he was being. Wait, hold on. I'm just telling you, if you want to read it, it's in there. He explains specifically what he was doing, and it's actually not so much about Amtrak as it is. Wait, can I just finish? Let me just tell you what he was being paid for specifically. I'm not saying he didn't have an illicit substance problem, but as someone who used to work in New York City, have you ever been to Wall Street? So does everyone else. Like, welcome to finance. Everyone's on.
We're
drugs.
not on the board of
Wait. Let me. Yes. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let me just finish my original point so you know what he was doing was Burisma was looking to to create a U.S. entity and bring it public in a U.S. exchange, in either the New York Stock Exchange or some other exchange. And that's what Hunter Biden was consulting on.
So then why did his father go on national TV and say he's going to have this lawyer thrown off the case if we don't give
I can tell you about that. His
$2
name,
billion?
his name
You
is
need to
Victor
understand who Victor Shokin
Shokin
was.
is.
You don't
Yeah.
know.
Victor
Yes, I
Shokin.
watched the congressional hearing. I know who that is, but you're like, I'm not going to believe every single word.
Let
but
him
that-
explain. Let Pickles explain
Okay.
it if you don't believe me.
Victor Shulkin was a prosecutor, and he was not investigating corruption. So the United Nations and the United States government, not Biden, the United States government's position was that that guy needed to go. And the thing that
because he was looking into Biden. That's
Wait,
why
no, hold on, wait. And it's not the United States government's
Ukrainian government.
it was Interpol's position. It was
Oh,
the
much
UK's position. It was
Much
the
better.
French government position. It was
French
Spain's
government, even
position
worse.
because Shokin was laundering money. You don't understand what was going on, but a lot of people who
You
were
too, because
loyal,
you were
a
involved,
lot
right?
of people,
You know
yes,
everything.
I do know. I mean,
I
not
don't think
everything.
so.
No,
We
I
do
think it's
this-
very ignorant to say you know
we
everything.
do this a lot, man.
Most European governments wanted Shokin gone, right? He was laundering money among other
No,
things. He was
not.
yes.
He
Okay.
invested-
He
invested.
hey,
That's why
he
they threw him
absolutely
off.
was. You can look this up. I'm sorry you don't know that.
Send it to me.
Even the former leader of Ukraine came out on television saying, no, Victor Shulkin is a liar. Guess where Victor Shulkin is right now?
I wouldn't trust the Ukrainian government.
Where
is
Victor
They were the
Shokin?
most
Where is
corrupt
Victor-
government
where-
in the world.
Carissa Chase, where's Victor right now? Do you know?
He's in jail.
No.
No.
He's in Russia.
He's in Russia with his Lord and Savior Putin, hanging out where he defected.
I mean, the Biden family is basically the Biden cram fam.
Okay,
Crime
Let
what-
me help you out.
what about
If
the $2
there was
billion?
any crime that Biden committed, right? Anything at all, they would
What
have
about-
they would have thrown
what
the
about-
book at him.
What about
There are
taking-
no listen.
taking sealed documents
Hunter-
out of a skiff? Should have went to jail for that.
No.
No.
No?
You don't. Okay, so
No,
again,
as
I
the
can.
vice
Do you want to
president,
stop
you're allowed to
skipping
do
around? Do you
that?
want to know the answer to that question? Because I can help you with that. Is it a crime to take documents?
Out of a skiff? Yes.
No.
No.
Yes, it is. If you're not the president,
Let me
cannot take it out of a
rephrase the
stick.
question. Let me rephrase the question. Have we ever prosecuted someone for that in the history
But
of
what did
prosecuting?
you just say
Eh,
though, it was illegal.
Yeah, no. Let me
is illegal.
I said let me rephrase
It
that
is
though.
illegal.
Can you stop talking and so you could learn something? You just scream things and you won't let anyone respond. Just listen to me, right? We have never charged anyone for or prosecuted anyone for removing documents from a place. What happens is we charge people for something called willful retention, right? Once the US government says, "Hey, we know you have these documents, give them back." That is a crime when
the-
you are willfully retaining
Yeah.
classified documents.
Did Mike Pence get charged with having documents? No. Did Biden get charged with having documents? No. What Trump was charged with wasn't just having documents. It was willful retention. They were trying to get him back for years. And as soon as this is how people get these documents. When you are leaving the White House, there's a staff group that comes and they pack up all your shit in 4 hours and they fucking toss it out on the curb and they put it in boxes. That's why Trump had documents. That's why Biden had documents. That's why Pence had documents. When they asked Trump for his documents, he said, "I don't have anything. I'm going to sign an affidavit saying I don't have anything. My lawyers are going to sign an affidavit saying I don't have anything. And then I'm going to be moving them on camera. And then I'm going to flood my camera room with my pool. And then I'm going to tell people not to tell anyone I moved them." Like, this is much
And then there's going to
different.
be text messages of me telling people to dispose of things and move them around. Yeah, it's willful retention is the difference. And again, we didn't know Biden had documents. He had his lawyers search all his properties, right? One was that Penn's Landing office he had. Then there was searches of his house. And he willfully gave them back. Nobody was saying, "We know you have
All right, I'm
documents."
on. Get my keys. They're over there. On the passenger seat of my car, there's a headset. Grab it. My bad. I'm trying not to have the microphone bouncing, guys.
You're good. Are you here to debate?
My bad. I'm trying not to have the microphone bouncing. Yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
I like the fact that I feel like I can relate to him more than other politics.
You ever poop on a gold toilet?
No, but if I had the opportunity to, I would definitely do it. And I would wipe my butt with $1 if I could too.
Yeah, I'd put diamonds in my cereal to make my dookie twinkle.
Hey, I mean, it's all opinionated at the end anyway, right? Trump sucks.
What do you?
And you're entitled to that opinion.
Yeah, I know. What else do you like about Trump?
I don't know. I feel like I can relate more with the way that he relates with common public, like the way he communicates.
Like saying that black people like him because he's been wrongfully persecuted?
Nah, I don't think I relate more to the racist aspects of it. I think in more of the terms when it comes down to just general communication, like speaking his mind.
Can I play you a clip?
Please let it be the sharks and
Sure.
the batteries.
Have you seen the Sharks and Batteries rant?
Nah, go ahead and play it.
Very short period of time. Very short period of time.
So I said, let me ask you a question.
I said, let me ask
and
you
he
a
said,
question.
nobody ever
and he
asked
said,
this
nobody
question.
ever asked this
and
question.
it must be because of MIT.
And it must be because of
relationship,
my relationship to
very
MIT.
Smart.
Very smart.
I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight?
And you're in the boat. And you're in the boat. And you have tremendously powerful battery. And the battery's now underwater. And there's a shark. And there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Did you notice that?
I watched some guys justifying it today.
Justifying it today. They weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood what who she was. These people are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming. A young woman got decimated and other people did a lot of shark attacks. So there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat. 10 yards. Or here. Do I get electrocuted? If the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you didn't know the answer. Nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through. But you know what I do if there was a shark? Or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. Very short.
What would you do?
Period of
Would
time, very
you
short period of time. Let me ask
take
you
the
a
shark
question.
or
Let me ask you a
electrocution?
I think in this case, I would have to ask Biden if a vanilla ice cream cone is on the left or the right side of the stage.
So if anyone's not clear, that's Jesse Waters did a bit on Fox News saying that it was not manly to go to ice cream or lick an ice cream cone. Yeah, so I'm just explaining what he's talking about. And so now MAGA makes jokes about ice cream cones and Joe Biden. But Joe Biden stated that the reason he's fond of that ice cream shop he drives past in Delaware is because it's where him and his son, who died from exposure to burn pits due to cancer, Beau Biden, they used to go together. And that's why he's fond of ice cream shops, because they remind him of his son who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a joke that Jesse Waters made. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, Biden likes ice cream, but Trump says things like magnets don't work underwater, that there's airports in the Revolutionary War, that you can change the trajectory of a hurricane with a Sharpie, that I don't know, that NATO needs to pay bills to save us money, which doesn't make any sense. He's remarkably stupid, in my opinion.
And he relates to him.
Opinion. But again, these are all opinionated situations. Like The fact that you played a video of something that you specifically don't correlate with or like that Trump said, I'm sure many Republicans or Democrats can say the same about Biden and some of the stuff that's happened on stage, like addressing people that are no longer alive.
This is the thing, like Hannibal Lecter, that thing. There's like, I think 500 to 1 Trump and Biden, I think, in my opinion. I mean, like you've got Biden maybe shaking hands with a ghost, which I think was selectively edited, and then you have Biden like having a gaffe during the debate. That's like 1, 2, maybe 3 things, and then we have Trump like every day, like saying something
so
crazy.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you feel that so many people voted Trump in this
Why do you
round?
think so many people voted Hitler in?
I mean, I would like to answer the question with another question, but I was asking for a real answer.
Because people are confused. People don't know much.
So many more people than the people that do know.
Did Hitler win his election?
Again, another question for another question.
I'm testing your logic. Just because like the majority of people decided to vote that way, does that mean that they're right and we're wrong? By the way, it's the smallest majority, like
absolutely.
landslide.
Yeah,
like it's
they
the smallest.
got.
It's
So,
it's just
it's
propaganda
possible.
works. That's just science, I guess.
And it works both ways, right? So we all have our feelings, but I think in today's election, you know, the way things are going down, I think more people feel like they can relate with the average Joe Schmo running for a president than having the same residual politics that have been
average
around
Joe
for so
Schmo?
long.
You're talking about a billionaire.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, right? Okay, there's a lot of people that have
billionaire
money.
who ran the economy into the ground, who mismanaged the budget. Biden lowered the deficit. You say it's opinion or feeling. No, I know that Biden recovered the best in the G7 from the pandemic. I know that you could say that Biden looks old or confused or has a lisp. You could say those things. I know that his policy yielded results. He's handing one of the strongest economies of all time to Donald Trump. I know that Donald Trump handed economy in absolute shambles. And I'm not even talking about the pandemic. I'm talking about pre-pandemic, how much he spent. And then said, I'm spending. Oh, and I decided to cut taxes. He mismanaged the budget pre-pandemic. And then the pandemic just completely, he fell off a cliff there.
So can I ask you a serious question? Why do so many Americans feel that financially, since Biden's been in office, their pockets have put more in a hole?
They're probably correct, right? Because we had a pandemic, like a once-in-a-lifetime novel virus that wrecked the world.
Okay.
That's why. Not because Biden sat down in a chair in the Oval Office.
No, I'm not saying that it's Biden specifically, but I'm saying why, when Trump was in office, didn't I feel like my pockets were hurting so bad?
Because we had COVID at the end of Trump.
Well, no, and it's not just that. It's because Trump never had a consecutive 8 years, right? You were experiencing Obama's economy. That was thanks Obama. Like, the economy doesn't turn on a dime, right? It's not a speedboat. It's like a giant cruise ship that's slowly moving. Like, you're going to hear Trump try to take credit for all of Biden's work. Our economy is humming along, but even we won't see the full fruits of Biden's labors for still 2-3 years. And Trump will try to take credit for that. Trump was taking credit for what Obama had done to recover from, the housing crisis.
Do you feel that some of what people feel they're experiencing is genuinely just left from when Obama was running?
It's not just the feeling. Like, we don't really do the feelings thing, I guess. Like, we just look at like policies that were passed and like things that affected the economy in a good way, things that affected in a bad way.
Right?
What?
I think that could be part of the problem, right?
Why is that?
Because when you're so driven by just the policies behind your feelings, then you shadow out the feelings of other people who aren't policy-based voting for who's going to be running the country.
But policies aren't feelings.
No, cause and effect.
You're absolutely right.
We're looking for actual cause and effect. So like you say,
like data.
Biden equals bad economy. I want to see what actually caused the economy to go bad. Like, this doesn't mean like you need to be able to say, hey, these actions were good, we need to do more. These actions were bad, we need to do less. Instead, you're just playing a game with like faces. You're like, Trump was good, Biden bad. Like, it's very rudimentary.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time on here.
Alrighty.
I'll say this though. I think you're right when you say people, it's not just an American thing. Most incumbents who were in office during the pandemic have been ousted because people, you're right. Like, I do think the average person is just like, hey, I just went through hell. That's all I know. It's like, I just went through some hell and I want to change. And I don't, I'm just trying to survive in capitalism. I don't know all the facts. And I just think we need change. And that's not, it didn't just happen in America. It pretty much happened uniformly throughout. Just like Trudeau, he's resigning now. Like, pretty much anyone who has the stain of how people felt, right, during COVID on them, it's hard to recover from it.
I appreciate you giving me that feedback, and I also appreciate you guys giving me the time. I really just wanted to
I'm
see
gonna
how this
follow
was going to
you.
work out if I was to debate feelings versus policy with you guys. So thank you.
Alrighty, man.
I followed you. Come back. You're a cool guy.
Thank you.
Take it easy, bro.
Have a good one.
That guy's name didn't check out. He had a long fuse.
Very long fuse.
Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 200K. Holy shit, we're moving fast, guys. Thank you.
Tap, tap, tap. Pickles is so worth like 200K. That's the minimum he's worth to us. Oh, will you put my Cash App up?
Oh shit. Yeah. God, I'm so bad. Boop. There you go. Chat, please donate to our awesome co-host Felice. We had a show together this morning as well. We are so lucky to have her. Give her all the love, chat. And if you haven't followed her, do that now.
Right meow.
ELO. Oh, you left. JK. Chat, if you're a MAGA, debate us. Come hop in the box.
I wonder if anything's happened in the news. I need to read about tariffs. I forgot. I want to read this Washington Post exclusive that came out today. It's called Trump Aides Ready Universal Tariff Plans.
That they're definitely
I can't believe I was really, and I know it's delusional, but I swear I was really hoping this wasn't going to happen. Like, I know it's completely delusional at this point to be like, oh, let's just pretend it's not happening. I was up until I saw this article. I was really like, it's not going to happen. If we're going to get electric bikes, I heard they're going to tariff them.
I have an electric bike on my wish list. Someone buy it. It's only $700.
Someone buy it. I'm going to put one on my. It's like mine's like $700.
Yeah.
We don't have cars. Pickles and I don't have cars. That's why we're like, we are not polluting the environment, but we're never going to be able to afford cars or electric bikes ever again once the tariffs go in place.
It's very Indiana Jones style. Yeah. I don't know. I think I would crush ass on a bike, chat. On an electric bike.
Oh yeah, they look scary. I walk around and people are like driving by me on them. They look like they're going really fast.
Already bought an EV. Nice. We can ride donkeys. Give these people your money. They bring so much value or propaganda if you have a brain. Chat, if you want to know what somebody with 3 followers is like, he's right there.
I don't even want to know. There's going to be a narrower list of initial tariffs. That makes me feel slightly better. Sorry, I'm trying to scan this article for the tragic parts. Brandy, thank you so much for the $20. I only need $780 more for my electric bike. Thank you for always bringing the receipts. Love you and pickles. Oh, thank you so much. Have reason bricks broke Trump ego.
I want to be a police when I grow up. Me too, chat. Me too.
Oh, you really don't. If you guys could be inside my head I wish I could do that. Rent my brain to people for 10 minutes and you would take that statement back.
They'll have an app for that soon, I'm sure.
You know who's the craziest person we talked to today? That pharmaceutical sales rep. When he's like, "Do you have kids?" Like, what does that have to do with the instances of autism in children?
Like
No,
1 in
I
36
don't.
kids or something have autism. That doesn't mean absolutely that vaccines did this. That doesn't mean
It means this exactly. It does not mean that at all. As a matter of fact, it just means we've gotten better at diagnosing autism and understanding autism. Like, which we should be happy about, because imagine all of the people on the spectrum that before just had needs that were not being met. It's a genetic thing.
Oh, do we have a thing? Oh, Tintins.
Hi, Tanner.
Hi, I'm just here really quickly. There's a lot of new people in the chat because we're on an alt account. And if you guys don't know, we do have a Discord in the bio. A lot of people have been saying it, but we have a Discord. And we have 1,500 people in there. And all we do is provide facts. And Felicia's a Discord too. Both Discords are really good, and they both provide a lot of facts. I've learned a shit ton from it. Like, as a 20-year-old, I learned a shit ton from both the Discords. So please join them. They do a lot for everyone. And there's a lot of great mods on both of the Discords, so they both help out as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. And also, today we had our first, what was it called? A lab. We had a, let me find the name of it. We had a lab today with Dr. Jace. It was so much fun. We were looking under a microscope. We were looking at fish bones and microplastics. And we had a little seminar. We're going to be doing it every 2 weeks. If you guys like that stuff, we do that. We have a book club. We have game night. We have movie nights. So come and join. This is where you can find it. It's the second link right here. It's a Discord. There's 1,500 people in your chat. It's the coolest one next to Felice's Discord.
Wait,
Anyways,
so
that's all I gotta say.
I was just reading.
No, it's okay, please.
You're
Don't worry.
awesome, Tanner. Tanner's super awesome. Follow Tanner.
Yeah, what
Coolest
Felice
20-year-old I know. Truly. I mean that. I don't know many 20-year-olds on the internet. Most of them yell at me.
Do I want subs on this account, by the way?
I do yell at Pickles a lot, but
guys, I'm trying to get to 50 subs on this account because then we can do gifted subs. So we only need 19 more. Just not much.
19 more subs. Together we can. Everyone sub this account. And then what? We can do gifted. So there can be tiers. Is that what you mean? So Trump tried to postpone or throw out his sentencing date, which is January 10th. And Mayor Chan said no today.
Saw that.
God, the L's just keep coming for this guy.
You're going to be so tired of winning.
You know what we should do in a Discord is get a Canadian to go over a basic, outline of Canadian democracy. And some of the words, like I've been reading up on like Trudeau's resignation and like different things about Canadian democracy, and I could definitely, we need ask a Canadian, like an hour with a Canadian who's well versed in politics. And we could all just fire questions at them.
Rainey, I think we can invite you back sometime soon. I think that the stint of the toxicity coming from the other side of the internet might be dwindling down. Hopefully. Frida, thank you for the sub.
W Frida. That's awesome.
Yeah, if anybody else wants to be unbanned from my Discord, hit me up in my inbox or something.
What?
And give me a 3-part apology and a foot pic, and I'll think about it.
I thought this was a joke. Is this serious?
Like Rainey, I banned Rainey. I might unban Rainey.
Are you joking or are you being serious?
Serious.
Is this a private or public conversation?
Okay, sorry. JK chat.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. Like I've been doing lives longer than Pickles. I've been canceled 3 times on the internet. And I will say all 3 times it was from the left, and also it was cancellation due to proximity.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do anything. I was just, I guess, too close to someone else who offended people, and then I was canceled. And I'll tell you, yeah, I definitely have had those conversations where people were like, "Yeah, I blocked you. Like, will you like let me be a mod again? I'm sorry I blocked you and canceled you from my life. Will you uncancel me?" No, just like I'll give you an example. The first time I was canceled on the internet was because, oh, actually, I don't know if I should say his name. It's like Beetlejuice. We might call him here. Do you guys know who Shane Morris is?
Yeah.
Actually, he would tell this story. Yeah, like I don't know what Shane Morris does. I don't know anything going on the internet. I literally have PTSD. I don't really watch lives. I was in a live and Shane Morris came in the live, and then I realized that he had done something that to anger people, I guess, the day before. So because I didn't leave the live, I was canceled. I was canceled for like 2 months on the internet. Literally. Like
Sheesh.
nobody would speak to me. I apologize to a lot of people, but I didn't technically do anything. I just was not aware that Shane was being mean to people.
I didn't know that either. I've watched Shane.
That was a
handful
long
times.
time ago. This was like years. This was a long time ago. This
Okay.
was not. But I mean, you know, Shane. I think Shane angers people
troublemaker.
frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't. This incident I'm talking about has to be like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I kind of like him.
But
I
that
don't
was
know
the
enough about
first
him.
time I respect, like, I mean, no, I don't know if it's respect. Yeah, but just anybody who like truly, I've never encountered another human who does not care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Positive feedback, negative feedback, like he doesn't, no fucks are given. like I've never met somebody like that. That's, I guess, a compliment or it's bad. It's one or the other.
Ophelia, thank you so much for the sub. He said terrible things about Athena in Good Trouble's account. Oh, then I don't like him.
I didn't know
love
that at
Athena
all.
Too much. Athena takes precedence way over Shane for sure.
I never have personally met Athena. I just know that her voice sounds like an angel. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
like?
Yes.
And I also think it's because she's so smart.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a sapiosexual, so I love extremely smart people. But then also her voice, it's like it's a very intelligent angel talking to me about the Palestinian conflict. Like
I don't want to brag or anything, but
I hope she's not listening because she's like, this weirdo who does not know me is creepily talking. About me. But yeah, I think she's brilliant.
I messaged her and she answered me. No big deal, chat.
Well, I hope it was a voice message so you could listen to her talk, because if you ever have the pleasure of hearing Athena's voice, you'll never want to stop. It's like Buzzy too. Buzzy's another one.
Yeah.
Like Buzzy talks, I'm like, oh, I could listen to her talk forever.
Oh, there's people in the box. Oh gosh. All right, this one's yours, Felice.
Why is someone laughing about me being a pansexual in the comments? That's quite rude. It's okay.
Pansexual. You like to cook or what?
Yeah. I'm really into pots and pans. It's a thing.
It's funny.
Pan is a Greek prefix meaning many, or
No,
I was wondering. I have a couple questions. I was wondering if Felice has done her quota of begging for tokens yet in the
Not
past
yet.
half hour.
No.
Not yet. How about now?
No. It's not.
why
gonna
are
stop.
you're gonna pick on me, a fellow Mexican? That's rude.
No. It's not. I just everybody. We're all adults. We all know how TikTok works. If we feel like we want to donate, we don't need constant reminders. It's just so.
What do you mean? What did I say? I don't
On
know
your
what you're
panel,
talking about.
when you're in your room.
Oh, you mean my like the people's receipts? Oh,
Yeah.
you're following me around the internet. I'm almost
Well, I'm
impressed.
not following you. I found you. I follow Mr. Pickles here, and he was live, and so I went into the room where he was at. I thought it was his room, but
Someone asked
he
if
was on the
I'm
panel.
part indigenous Mexican, I'm part African American, and part German. Yeah, that's someone. Sorry, someone just asked if I'm Mexican. Yeah, I'm from the Yaqui tribe, Yaqui, indigenous Mexican, not Spanish.
Well, I'm really happy that TikTok's shutting down in 19 or any time after, but the algorithm is what I don't want it to be used, and TikTok and the Chinese already agreed they won't sell it. You can buy TikTok, anybody can buy TikTok, but the algorithm will not be what is most important. Like if you go into a room, they send those type of people who talk about whatever was talked about into your room, and you get new people coming in. So that's what I'm happy about. It'll put a stop to all this misinformation when it comes to the LGBTQ and people begging on the internet, literally.
What misinformation are you referring to, sir?
Oh, don't get me started, because someone's going to come up on the panel, Miss Defense or whatever, who monologues a lot of time.
I love her.
You monologue enough. We don't need two of them up there.
You really don't like women, huh?
I love women. I love.
Just not when they speak. Not when they speak.
I love the women.
Ew, you'd say that in a very creepy voice.
Yeah, of course. I knew you were going to go there with it. That's why I did it. Yeah. So, yeah, no more begging. Thank God.
Dog.
I mean, I've seen YouTubers. They never beg.
This is 2020.
YouTube people
this is
don't beg.
2025. And Twitch. Have
Yeah,
you watched Twitch?
They don't beg
this.
on there.
Twitch.
They don't beg on there, though.
Yes, of course they do.
They don't beg on there. I follow Twitch.
I'm streaming on Twitch right now. So if you think I'm begging, it is happening right now in real time on Twitch. I don't think you understand how the interwebs work. I think you're very confused. Just because you're on TikTok doesn't mean that you're not also on Twitch. People on Twitch are literally listening to you say this right now, sir.
It's okay.
The interwebs are a confusing place.
You can have your Twitter, your YouTube, your everything out there, but you won't have the TikTok algorithm, and that's how you got that many followers.
I don't know. Or
how many
followers
do you have on Twitch?
How many followers do I? Wait, what do you mean? How I got that many followers?
How many followers do you have on Twitch? I'm curious.
I don't know.
Feel free to ask me. I'll tell you.
I bet he has more than me on Twitch. How many followers do you have on Twitch?
Narcissist here. How many followers do you have on Twitch?
I don't know, like 30.
Oh, it's not compared to your what? To your TikTok, right? What about your YouTube? You have a YouTube? You go YouTube Live?
Yeah.
How many followers?
We're live on, I don't know what Pickles is streaming on. We're live on X, on Twitch, on YouTube.
Are any of those platforms over 40,000 at least?
Yeah, just on this account I'm on right now, I have like 192,000.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
What are you talking about? Okay, sir, I understand I don't know what you're trying to do.
You do understand.
You do not understand algorithms. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, I do. The TikTok algorithm will not be
You're attributing
available.
our success to TikTok's algorithm. And you know what? I agree with you somewhat. But I'm sorry, we're awesome as fuck. Okay, that's just
yeah, I know. But the income from TikTok is going to be bye.
Not really, not immediately.
Bye.
We could probably limp along for a few months while everybody migrates to another one, and then we'll be there.
It's going to go to the Supreme Court.
I'm going to be in your face for 4 more years.
TikTok has 7 representatives. 7 representatives going there, and there are influencers, mostly the ones who sell product. And ByteTep is one of them, and there's 6 others. And when some guy named BTYTep or something, he sells a lot. He's a nice guy, but he's one of the 7 that are going to the Supreme Court representing, not to shut it down, but it's going to get shut down.
All right.
But the algorithm won't be sold.
Yeah, we got to move on. You're just mumbling like. What are you talking about, sir?
Basically, your TikTok income is going to be gone.
I know. I feel like you're like not trying to promote like healthy conversation by antagonizing us that our income is.
No, not antagonizing.
I'm not worried about it.
Why don't you have what TikTok hasn't been around that long, right? YouTube has, Twitch has, and X, which was Twitter, has, but yet your following isn't that big as it is on TikTok.
Well,
that's
that's a lie.
Bye.
That's a lie for me.
I just created
That's
my
a
account.
bye-bye.
Wait,
That's a lie
I've
for
had
me.
I've had my account on TikTok longer than any of those other platforms. The only reason I ever made an account on another platform is just like as an
No, I said
afterthought.
available. They're available.
Yeah, but I didn't do that. I haven't done this for very long. My TikTok account was the only account I made.
So
and
what's
then
stopping your? Let me see what you got. What's stopping your 193,000 followers to go? I'm pretty sure you've asked them to go over to your Instagram, your X.
No,
but
I don't
listen,
have Instagram. I mean, I have an Instagram. I don't post on
But
it.
they don't go to
You
the
don't
other platforms.
understand. Well, and
But
I
I
can only
do
speak. I can
understand.
speak. No, you don't understand anything about the internet,
If
sir.
I understood, you would have close to the same following on another platform.
No, you're not listening. I don't hang out on any other platform
Dude,
but this
this
one.
isn't
And the
even worth
only
talking
reason I
about.
started pushing my content to other places was like 3 weeks
is-
ago because it
This
has
is not
nothing
worth
to do with
talking
anything.
about. This is Viva.
No,
Viva,
no, because
Viva,
why?
bup, 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 bup.
Because
this
why?
is not
Because
worth
why?
talking about because Felice.
No,
is
because
very,
why, Felice?
Felice is very
Why?
smart and very capable of.
I totally respect you, Pickles, but I want her to finish. Because why? Why are you doing it 3 weeks ago? Why? Why'd you start?
Interest. I was just learning how to
Well, it
use
has nothing to
Streamlabs.
do with TikTok going bye-bye.
No, it's not. Well, that's a whole other
What?
conversation.
Come on
Dog,
now. Come on.
Dog, I'm gonna drop you
Gods,
if we don't have a real
be
conversation.
disingenuous.
Viva, we're gonna have a real conversation. I'm gonna go to the next guest. I don't like this convo.
Yeah, no problem. It's not bullying. It's just truthful. I'm sorry. It
Yeah,
hurts.
this is
No,
not what
you
we're
are
debating.
boring for
This is-
sure.
No one wants to watch
you're
this.
going to other platforms because it's going
Dude,
bye-bye.
this is why like if you attempted to make
He's
content
like
and that's what you
trolling
talked
himself.
about, that's what would happen to you. No one would
What a
follow
weird
you, bro.
statement to make. Like, yeah,
on.
actually, I think that there's core people. My real answer to that would be like, there's like a core 500 people that support me that I would very much wager, like, any money I make in my small business comes from 500 people. So, yeah, I might have 190,000 people following me on this app, but I don't make money from them. Like, I just think that I have a small community of amazing people who support me, and that's like that. Those core group of people would follow me. I'm disingenuous and I have no integrity. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's what that man just said about me. Listen, I think you're very intimidated by women in general.
I think it's just sad that we want to talk politics, right? And you come up here and you're celebrating our financial woes. That's not what I want to talk about. That's not nice. I'm not going to be nice to you if that's what you're doing, dude.
No, but my real truth is like the least money I've ever made is doing what I do now. I have a very high earning potential. I could just go back into capitalism and make a lot of money. Like, the reason I don't is because I was sexually assaulted in corporate America. So this is better for my mental health. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. Like, I'm in the safest space surrounded by people who care about me. That's what's more important for me, like, at this phase in my life. So you just saying random things to try to hurt me are really not important. Like, I used to make a ton of money in capitalism. It was the least happy I ever was. Like,
same.
And there's studies on that. You can read that. There's a certain amount of money you make in capitalism that meets your basic needs, and everything else after that is the law of diminishing returns, right? You don't get happier.
Yeah. I don't see how people like Elon Musk wake up every day and be like, you know what? I'm the richest man in the world, but I still am down with fucking over other people and making more money because it's not enough. That's crazy to me. Crazy. He used the R word? Yeah, that's not chill.
Yeah, I'm victim blaming. That's what I'm doing. I'm blaming myself. God, you don't even know what words mean. Step 1, learn what words mean. That would be step 1 for you.
It's been a long day.
Brandy, thank you so much for the $20. She said, thank you for always bringing the receipts. Oh, did I? Oh, wait, I read that one. Sorry. I think I just thought I didn't read it. Thank you, Brandy.
That's the other, like, people, like, some people would kill. Like, they would love to do what we do. To pretend that we're, like, suckers.
I think this is a privilege.
Crazy. Yeah, like, I feel very honored and very fulfilled from doing this.
Amen. Learning and teaching every day, like those are the things I'm most passionate about. Like I enjoyed being a teacher. Yeah, like it's a privilege to do what I do. And also whatever, Viva Mexico, don't judge how anyone survives in capitalism. Like it's not for you to judge how people eke out an existence in a late stage capitalistic hellscape. And I do think people who do come on TikTok and are like, get off the internet and get a job. Like, I do think to a certain extent they're bitter because they do have to, you know what I mean? Like, they have to go to their job.
Oh.
You saw the amount of like harassing messages, like D threats, like the things that I have to deal with as a woman on the internet. I promise you, this is a job. If I was a man, I would probably enjoy this way more. Obviously, it's safer.
Yeah, for some of us.
Prime brain, that's the best compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you so much. I love when people compliment my brain. Makes me so happy.
I crushed the room with truth. Viva, dude, we're not even talking about this stuff. You're just up here trying to make us angry. Come on, Viva. Be better.
I do think you probably need attention. And if you want it, like you're getting it, you know?
Libs are
I
easy
promise
to
you.
Dude, Mr. Man, really? You've been in here trolling.
I know. Haven't you been in here for like 2 hours? I didn't even know.
You know how much time I spend in MAGA lives? 0.
None. And that's how we know none of you understand algorithms. Because if you did, you would not be in here helping us. You are helping us win by being in here. Every time you write a comment, you are helping us. That's how I know you do not understand algorithms, because you're in here helping us win. You will never catch me in a right-wing live. You could not pay me to leave one comment in a right-wing live, because I'm not going to help.
Chat, if you're MAGA and you want to debate, come tell us why you like Trump. I might, oh yeah, no, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to raid Harry, chat, later. And you guys are going to get Harry's attention for me. Hell yeah, chat.
No sign of intelligent life.
Harry's raided me so many times, and it's like, dude, can you follow me, Harry? You freaking butthole. Harry's mentioned you a few times, Pickles. I love it. I love it. This is your chance. Okay. MAGA lives are a little more than 6 people shouting at each other nonstop. I agree. I remember the one time I saw a one-on-one MAGA debater. It was once. And his background said come debate policy, and I was so intrigued. I watched for like 30 seconds. He didn't know anything.
Yeah,
He
it's
didn't know anything.
never a policy, is
Yeah.
it? It can't be. That's the thing. If you are intelligent and you can follow a line of logic, and I'm not even saying develop your own line of logic, because that's actually something that rarely happens on the internet. You rarely see people developing new lines of logic they came up with out of the thin air. But if you can follow a line of logic, then you have to move left because that line of logic will push you left.
Yellow.
Yeah, how's it going?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I voted Trump. I do have my problems with him, but I ultimately did vote for him.
Claudia, thank you for the $30. Okay, what do you like about Trump, man?
All right, so the way I see it, and I'm a younger voter, this is my first time voting. I look back at his first term, and I think he did good for the economy back then. So I was kind of hoping he'd extend that to now, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know, I know he inherited a good economy from Obama, and I think he just kind of growed it, if that makes sense.
This is what I always ask people. Like, I always ask people that say Trump had a good economy to just tell me some things he did for the economy, because all they can usually list are like the metrics that he achieved, like unemployment, all this stuff. He did, like, every 10 years we write a tax plan, and it fell in his lap, and he wrote one. And this is what I always say.
I liked his tax plan. I thought it was good.
So there's like lower middle class and there's upper class, right? And you can do tax cuts anywhere. He slid all of the tax cuts to the fucking upper class. So I don't like the way he did those.
We did see benefits for it, though. We did see benefits. You know, I'm not like a huge trickle down person, but I think from 2018 to 2019, the average median wage grew from like 55 to 66,000. And then, you know, in that bill, there were also a lot of good provisions. Like he changed the global tax system to a territorial tax system, which brought a lot of overseas profits that were kind of sitting there doing nothing. He brought those back to us, and they, you know, you can say that they went into the stock market predominantly, but that still benefits like my stock portfolio. That still puts me in a better position.
That's 11% of the people. Like when we look at Kamala's tax plan, this is what I always show people. This is what would have been the outcome of hers. Boom. Okay. So you see the difference? Like Kamala's, all these blue bars, they go down for the lower class all the way up to 400,000. And then the tax liability goes up. Trump's tax liability is going up for all of the lower class and going down for the rich people. So like if you look at just the percentages, you're not looking at the full picture. You got to look at all the deductions and SALT deductions that he threw around.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the like source on this graph? Like where are you getting this?
This is tax policy, the Institute of Tax Policy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, what are their reasons behind, like, what is he specifically implementing to raise my taxes? I mean, I make like $80,000 a year, so.
Do you live in a blue state?
No, I live in Michigan, so we just turned red.
So things that like tax deductions that you would usually see for states that you could double up with federal tax deductions are no longer available for most of these people, and they also expire early. So the tax law is usually written for 10 years, and the individual tax deductions mostly expired 6 days ago for us, but they're permanent for the rich people.
But I don't necessarily see, like, I mean, that incentivizes businesses here to, you know, grow and like employ people. I mean, I can see why people want to raise the corporate tax rate, but I also think there are some, you know, some drawbacks to it.
All right. Let's go through that then. So like, say if we had a 50% tax rate and you owed $1 million to the IRS.
Right.
All you'd have to do is exactly what you said. Pay your employees more, buy more franchises, buy more cars. And then your tax liability is only going to be whatever, half. And then that's like lowering taxes doesn't do it. Hiring taxes does that.
So you're arguing that they get like tax incentives to give us raises and to invest in their.
Back in the day when we had this tax rate, that's when we were like people got pensions, like all that stuff. We don't do that anymore. They take their money, they hold it, they hoard it, they do stock buybacks. It does nothing for the economy. Our GDP explodes because rich people are getting very rich, but it's misrepresented because this is what the GDP like looks like. If you look at it, like the 1% have this much of our money, And then when you cut taxes for the 1%, it's going to grow. That's not the direction we want it to go in. We want it to go the opposite, because this right here, this red dot, 40% on that red dot. Do you think that's good?
Not necessarily, but when you look at how wealthy we are as a nation, like that red dot could still buy people homes. It could still, put people through life. I mean, I'm not arguing that like, the rich deserve it all and we deserve nothing, but I'm also like, I'm kind of skeptical of the graph.
It's a possibility that people can, but like, shouldn't we like give more people upward mobility? Like, this is so top heavy, it's insane. Like, these are just a handful of people, like couple thousand people that own all this.
Right. So then my next question would be, why did in 2018, I'll reference this again, I mean, right after the TCGA passed, in 2018 and 2019, we saw an $11,000 increase in the annual wage, like the median annual wage. How come we didn't see wage increases like that under Obama? And, I'm not fully, knowledgeable about his term. I'm younger.
Year-over-year average wage increase could have to do with firing people, though. Do you understand that? Like if you fire people, but I just want to give you an example, because I can speak to that. Like what we know, and I just want to be clear, like from 1980 to 2020, I do a lot of statistical analysis. Like I have this one that's the analysis of wealth distribution trends and economic policy outcomes from 1980 to 2020. Trickle-down economics has not made us any money. And I'm speaking like us, the middle class and lower, right? All it does is increase the wealth gap. The rich are getting richer and they are taking that wealth from us. There are huge transfers of wealth that are trickling up, not down, right? So you could say, hey, I found from 2017 to 2018, the average wage went up. Yeah, but that could be because we lost jobs, right? And then the average people left with jobs had a higher average salary. Like
that's what this chart shows right here.
The thing is
that's what. Oh, so I guessed right. I was like, yeah, that's probably has to do with job loss.
Do you see this spike right here? That's from people losing their jobs. That's not because people were doing good during COVID. Right?
So why did it fall, right? Or that
because people got more jobs back.
But that's around COVID, right?
Yeah.
So it falls when COVID hits?
It spiked during COVID. 2020 is when it spiked. Everybody lost their jobs. So the people, the lower half of the economy lost their jobs. The average increased. And when people
average came back to salary, because kept their jobs at the top of the economy on average made more.
It also increased pretty. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'll go ahead.
No, I'm just saying when the middle class and lower classes lost their jobs during the pandemic, millions and millions of people. So the people that kept their jobs were people that made more on average, executives, people of that nature. So the average wage went up because the bottom half, the middle and lower class, were out of work. So the average salary went higher. It's not a good thing. It means that poor and middle class people were out of work.
So you have one of these graphs for like the job loss. Do you also happen to have one for the wage increases that you could pull up? Or?
This is wages.
Oh, that's wages? Okay, my bad. I thought that was job losses. Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, that does make sense. I guess I'm wondering though, like when you look at Obama's term, the corporate tax rate was really high, and I don't see wages going up substantially during that period too. So.
I mean, Obama had 72 months of job growth, the most like in almost American history. What he did was actually write legislation that benefited the economy, bailed out the fucking auto industry. He did all sorts of things that actually created economic movement. Trump just made rich people save money on taxes. I don't think it really caused any. We have 50 years of data that kind of show when productivity increases, wages do not increase. When we cut the tax brackets or cut taxes for the richest, the bottom class does not see anything from it. And you acknowledge like trickle down is not a real, like it's not real.
I would say trickle down does affect people that, I mean, it affects people like me in a good way. I mean, I can see it affecting other people in a negative way because I invest a lot of money. So when, we have a record stock market right now, I attribute a lot of that to Trump, a lot of that to the TCGA.
That's not trickle down. You investing money in the stock market is not trickle down.
I know. It's a separate.
Okay, so I just want to say, it's separate. That's separate.
So this is what I want to show people. Do you see where these two lines intersect? That's 1980.
Yeah.
This is the wealth gap. So like the top 10%, this red chart, it's just running away from the rest of us, the bottom 90%. And that was the day that Reagan cut everybody's taxes at the top. This is what that creates. And you can imagine what this chart looks like after 2010, after 2017. Like it gets way worse. So it's completely the opposite.
Right. So then my next question would be, I'm hearing a lot about tariffs, and my interpretation of what tariffs are is they are a tax on the importer, and then like, I hear a lot of Democrats say like that, it trickles down to a tax on us because if they get the product for more, they have to sell it for more to make the same amount of money. My question would be, I mean, for China, like in this instance, I looked into it, and I think it's like 70 to 80% of all imports from China are through corporations. So if we're basically taxing corporations through tariffs, I feel like it's like, wouldn't Democrats kind of be in favor of that? Like, it's a tax on corporations.
So the thing is, the unique thing about tariffs is it disincentivizes trade. So if things are more expensive, you're going to buy less, right?
Right.
So that's what's happening. Also, when the tax is directly tied to the good that you're selling, you can't hide that cost. So say if a company had a hidden cost of $1,000 or something every time they sold a good, that it's involved in a thing called cost of goods sold. But if it's just a tax, they can hide it because another company who doesn't make that much money and doesn't pay that tax, they have to compete and they'll be able to sell that good without that attached tariff or tax. They would have to compete. So it doesn't drive the price of things up directly. It's able to be buffered out if it's a tax on the back end, and you're only taxed on profits. So it's a completely different way we're taxing, in the way that it affects the economy is much different.
Right. Okay. Another separate argument that I kind of make is I mean, a lot of this stuff that we're importing from China, these corporations are already like, when they sell it, like for example, and I'll funny enough, I'll reference Trump on this. Doesn't he import like these Trump Bibles for like $3 and then sell them for 60?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what they've estimated.
Right, so this is just an example, and this isn't for every product, but this is why I don't think the inflationary effect is going to be as bad as people say it will be. Is like, he gets, like, say we put a tariff on Trump Bibles, funny enough, and it gets a 60% tariff, and that price goes up to like what, $5, $4.50, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He could still sell those for $60 a pop, and he'd still
exactly.
It's not like he has to raise it to 80 now to make profit on that.
Yeah, I know, but like that's a very different market. So like he slaps his name on something and the abstract value goes up. That's much different from like, say, these headphones. So these headphones are $350. And if there's a tariff on them, now there's a 60% tariff on that full price where the profit's already built in. Where do you think that's going to be hidden?
No, I understand what you're saying. I think my point is, like, yeah, the Trump Bible is kind of an extreme example of that. But I think for the majority of Chinese imports, I mean, this country is not selling these things for, an arm and a leg. These aren't coming over here in like high prices. It's
that also bolsters the argument to say that these things will strictly increase pricing and people are just going to let it. They're not going to bring jobs back. It's not going to create growth here. It's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do and just stay and do nothing. And people are just going to let it be.
No, I think in certain areas it'll increase prices. I just don't think it's going to be like to an effect that we're really going to suffer from it. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to say, no economists, right? There are far right-wing economists to the left-wing economists. No economists disagree. All economists agree that the cost will be paid by consumers. The only debate is how much.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm debating too, is like, I know it will, affect our prices here, but
On
I
the
also
low
know that,
end,
like,
I think it's 2,000 per household. On the high end, there's like 4,800 per household for a year will be tacked on. But that's just if we're talking about actual tariffed goods bought at the cash register by American citizens, right? But what also happens is when you're in a capitalistic market and tariffed goods coming from China and the prices are raising, what happens is other American non-tariffed goods, their prices are raised, right? To match the value in the market. So we're not just going to be paying more for tariffed goods. The prices of non-tariffed goods are also going to be artificially raised.
There's a really good example of this. There was washer and dryer units, and I believe it was like the dryers were the only thing that had a huge tariff, and the companies also raised the price of the washers.
No, I did hear about that, but I also know that like there has to be some companies that domestically produce washing machines. You know, like there has to be other alternative
no, that's
options.
what I'm talking about. So
they were domestic.
do you understand?
Okay, I
Think about
understand.
supply and demand. The market sets the value of something.
Right.
The majority, right? The cheapest goods used to be coming from China, and actually American-made goods were worth a little bit more because they're made in America, and that means something to Americans, right? So that they actually might have been priced higher. Now the price of these Chinese imported goods going up, and what happens is the American-made good price artificially raises as well. Like the market sets the value, and when the baseline prices are raised, so too are other prices in the industry.
So yeah, that makes sense. So you're basically saying that, you know, these Chinese companies are now increasing our own prices because they used to be cheaper and now they're more expensive. I can see that.
And think about all of the other things. Like, if I were to just guess, I would say maybe 3 or 2% of the things that they're going to be tariffed, like with blanket tariffs, would be a viable thing to bring here and start manufacturing here, and even fewer of them are actually going to come, because like if you're in China making plastic straws, do you even want to attempt doing that with EPA and all that shit here in the United States with labor laws like much higher than China? No, they're going to move next door and they're going to ship them from there, and we're just going to pay extra.
But I also do think like those little niche like productions like plastic straws, there's no way that a 60% tariff is going to dramatically increase what they need to like raise the prices to still make a profit. Like I don't know, like I'm not, you know, I obviously don't know the exact cost of what, you know, we import them for, but that to me is like, that's plastic. There's no way that we don't mark that up like 300-400%. So
no, it's the opposite.
No,
the margins are razor thin on retail. I think
Yeah.
you have this idea that the margins are here. I think transporting from China, just transit alone, like this cost of supply chain, like inclement weather, things of that nature. It's the opposite, actually. The margins are razor thin in retail. There is no room for error.
You're using a really bad example. Trump. Who is competing with Trump Bibles? Nobody. Nobody can slap their name on a Bible and sell it ever, besides King James.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's just my take. Like, you know, I guess tariffs, like I can see why they'd be a negative thing.
Trump is like a Trump Bible is different because he's licensing his brand essentially, right? And his brand, as much as it pains me to say this, it holds value, right? So it's a little bit different for him because he can get 10x or 20x, like he can exponentially raise the margins to a price that it makes sense. But in a normal capitalistic market, the margins are razor thin.
I think it's like luxury goods might be able to hide these like tariffs more than essential and like competitive retail markets. Like,
and I just want to say, I've listened to the earnings calls. They're already doing this, like AutoZone, Walmart. They're using a price matrix and they're baking in already in anticipation of tariffs. They've already raised their prices and they're raising it across thousands and thousands of products, like a couple cents a product. It's baked in so people won't notice, but you know, it depends on where the tariffs are placed ultimately.
Okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense. You know, I'm 20 years old and I don't, you know, study the economy extensively. I'm in trade school right now, so you know, it's something that I kind of do on the side. You know, I come from a conservative family too, so you know, I've always been taught to be more skeptical of like big government than big corporations, if that makes sense. You know, like for example, like, you know, back in you know, when Trump was president, and he repealed the Affordable Care Act, like mandate that you had to buy insurance or you'd get like penalized for that.
Do you know who put that? Wasn't that something Republicans put in there?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I would suggest, James, and I followed you because I think if you're only 20, I think you're on the right track. I like your brain's working, you're thinking. But yeah, I think I would suggest just follow the money. Like the federal government is corrupt insofar as lobbyists and corporations who are lobbying the government, right? Like money is corrupt, right? You know what I'm saying? Gross wealth, the accumulation of obscene amounts of wealth is corrupt. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say don't stop at, oh, the government is corrupt, right? Keep thinking and think, why? Where is the corruption coming from? And it's almost always coming from the capitalists, whoever's inserting money, right? Whoever's using money to control policy. I mean, there is the corruption.
Yeah. And it's like now we don't have a like puppet government or something like that. It's just the people who were puppets paying these people. Now they just have direct control of the levers. Like they're in his cabinet doing this stuff now. Like he's let them right in.
Yeah, no, I guess that all makes sense. I mean, like before the election, I would say that I was, hard right on most stances. I was a conservative. I've been going on these lives, and I do appreciate people that do these lives because they've been changing my stances on a few different things. Like I was pro-life before I went on a few different lives, and then I kind of got an understanding of where you guys come from on that issue, and like different things like that. So
I
that.
love that, James W.
I do
James,
appreciate it in the long
using
run,
his
but,
brain. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. If you are smart enough, and you are smart, James, you're whether you want to or not, if you ask the right questions,
Yeah.
and you can follow a line of logic, you just move left. Because when something makes sense, like to me, logic just makes sense. It just feels good when it all clicks into place like a puzzle piece, and you're like, oh yeah, I just moved left because someone explained it to me, and the logic snapped into place, and now I'm pro-choice. Yeah,
I don't
love that.
I don't want to honey dick you too hard to come over to the left, but I think, dude, you said you're 20?
yeah, I'm 20.
Yeah, dude. I had no idea what the fuck was going on when I was 20, so I think you're on the right track, dude.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys, having this conversation. Yeah, but you can go ahead and drop me. I think I'm good.
All right, bro. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, our second favorite 20-year-old after Tanner is James 1028.
Yeah, he's chill. He's chill.
He's a chill guy. Come back and see us, James. Using that brain. Love to see it. I know. I wasn't even an idiot. I was an athlete. That's worse. I was a Division I athlete. Like I was chasing a ball around. Like how sad is that? That is an idiot. Like when I was 20, I was running till I threw up every day. I played volleyball. I sold my body for an education. That was the first time I knew what it was like to sell your body. Just kidding. The only.
Yellow. Yellow.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Nope.
Nope.
I love when you zoom it out. I'm always like, I know something's changed. I just don't know what. That's funny you say that, Kyle, the founding fathers. I can't even remember who I was on the phone with. Was it us, Pickle? I was talking to someone. I was just like, the founding fathers would be fucking disgusted with us. Like, they would just be like, what? This is what has happened?
What is this behavior?
Probably, oh my God, the disgust.
Do I have a collection of all the sources I've been using? Yes, Felice and I both do, and they're in Discord, Cope and Zombie. If you download this Discord, it's free. It's pretty easy to figure out if you need help, but that's where we put all of this stuff, and it's really fun. Join our Discord.
No, we were supposed to rewrite the Constitution every so often. And now we basically are operating on the legal precedent that they wanted us to interpret it from pioneer days and not treat women as people. They'd probably be like, what in the. Yeah, he did try to take the country by force, and we are all like halfway. I'm just like, today's January 6th, and we're all just kind of like, think about it. We're just kind of like, let's just give up reminding people that happened, even though we all lived it.
Yay, welcome, Copen Zombie. Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't passed, and it seems like common sense. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're good, Tyler.
And like, I heard like someone told me that Biden mentioned that the Equal Rights Amendment and ratifying it, like in the Midas Touch interview he did. But then I listened to that Midas Touch interview. Like I saw like Aaron Parnas like posted a clip where Biden was mentioning ratifying the Equal Rights Amendment, and I couldn't find the part where he talked about it in that interview. Like, can't we just ratify it at this point? Do you know anything about that, Pickles? Like, haven't we?
Like states, yeah, all the states. Like we had.
No, we have. Yeah, we have enough states. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I didn't even know. Someone, Danny told me that in bed with Danielle. I don't think it matters if there's some states opposing it. Like, you only need a certain amount to ratify it, which I think we have enough.
America.
I was like, what was that sound?
I don't know, guys.
Common sense is not that common.
We might be calling it an early night, guys.
I was gonna say I need to probably call it an early night because I've got some things I need to do.
Okay, I'm gonna raid Harry, guys. Let's raid Harry. Let's raid Harry, guys. I want y'all's presence strong. I want y'all to go give him a pickle injection.
Do it for Pickles. You get forceful if you have. You don't take no for an answer. No means no. Just not in this case.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Felice. Everybody follow Felice if you haven't. And guys, join my Discord if you haven't. It's the coolest. I will see y'all not tomorrow. Tomorrow I am taking a day off. And I will see y'all the next day. So y'all have a wonderful night. I love you.
Love you guys.
Harry
Thank
Raid
you for
incoming.
creating such a safe
Wait.
space.
Harry Raid incoming? Is he leaving or get?
No, I think
Okay.
you are raiding Harry.
Son of a bitch. Okay,
incoming.
yes, let's go raid Harry because Tanner would be the one who gives me a raid. Anyway, I'll see y'all later, chat. Bye.
Bye.
To help people in Gaza, for example. So we should do that.
I don't think it's our role to try and save everyone in the world.
We are the wealthiest country in the world. If we have the ability to. Yeah, we should build up relationships with these other countries. And it's not even about building relationships. It's just about making sure people don't die. No.
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do that with everyone.
I'm not suggesting you do it with everyone. You're not going to save every person in the world that's struggling in every single country. Shout out everybody country. Shout out everybody. You're not going to save every person from every single country in the world, every single disaster in the world, every single disaster in the world, every thing in the world. Right? You're just not going to be able to do that. You're just not going to be able to do that. That's impossible. But in this instance, it is very possible. The United States has had an involvement in this, and we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We're the wealthiest country in the world.
I think there are better things. We could spend.
Oh, okay, great. Like tax cuts for the wealthy, like Donald Trump wants to do, like Donald Trump wants to do, or maybe buying Greenland and invading Panama.
I think tax cuts benefit everybody.
Tax cuts for the wealthy benefit everybody. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're going to benefit when Jeff Bezos buys his second yacht. You'll enjoy for you.
Somebody built that yacht, right?
Yeah, that's not trickling down. That's not trickling down to you, buddy.
And then they spend that money on someone else.
Yes, the people that design the luxury yachts are benefiting with Jeff Bezos. benefiting when Jeff Bezos buys a yacht from them. That's great.
And then those people go to the supermarket and buy
and how many people that affect? And how many people that affect
with the supermarket benefit?
Yeah, I mean, this is a complete misunderstanding of economics on a macro scale. Thank you, Emma, for the galaxy. Thank you, Emma, for the galaxy. Thank you, idea that you're just like trying to make this argument. Especially because people that are working on these ships and stuff like that are not getting paid all that much. Are not getting paid all that much. And just because Jeff Bezos comes in and buys another yacht on the yacht, the workers on the yacht are actually going to benefit from that.
Will they have jobs?
Yeah, they have jobs. Yeah, they have jobs. Do you think that like every time a wealthy person comes in and buys a yacht, they get a raise? They get a raise? I mean, it's like every time a grocery store get a raise.
People wouldn't have jobs, right? If no wealthy people were buying yachts,
yeah, but your argument, Jeff Bezos comes and buys a yacht, and they're going to the grocery store, and they spend it, and it stimulates the economy. They're not getting a raise. They're not getting a raise. They're not benefiting from Jeff Bezos having buying a yacht. They're going to be working the same salary.
My benefit is when you create in the economy, it benefits everybody. It benefits everyone. One person gets wealthy. Everybody gets wealthy.
That's not true. That's not true. Give any data to back that up. Any data to back that up.
It's not a zero-sum game. That's how wealth
Give any data to back it up. Give any data to back it up.
I have logic to back it up.
So that's not data. You can justify a number of things. You can justify a number of things. That's not data.
With logic, you can justify things that are
buddy, do you have any data?
I can give you the logical explanation.
So just to be clear, that's no data.
No data. Not off the top of my head.
Right. So exactly because the data doesn't fucking exist. There was a study at the London School of Economics. What you're talking about is trickle down economics. That looked at 50 years of trickle down economics. 10 different countries. They compared countries that implemented trickle down economics, meaning cutting taxes for wealthy, the idea that would stimulate economic growth, stimulate economic growth in their businesses, and would go down to workers, and they go down to workers, versus countries that didn't do that. Nothing changed. Matter of fact, the wealthy people in the country with trickle down economics just started hoarding their wealth more. Unemployment didn't go down. GDP stayed the same. Wages increased at a similar rate.
How are they hoarding their wealth?
So they just put more money in their bank account. Put more money in their bank account.
In their bank, like they just keep it all. Like they just keep it all.
That's what hoarding their wealth. That's what hoarding their wealth means. Yes.
Yeah, but the majority of wealth isn't in a bank account.
Okay, they put it in a stock. Whatever method they decide to hoard their wealth, they're keeping their wealth for themselves. They're keeping their wealth for themselves. They're not investing that more in their businesses.
Putting in a stock is literally investing it in their businesses.
They could have a stock buyback for the company that helps the company. That helps the company. Whatever method that they want to hoard wealth. Whatever method that they want to hoard wealth, they go about doing.
I don't think.
Investing in a stock is not necessarily anyway. Investing in when we talk about investing in business, we mean investing in creating more jobs, not just like buying a stock.
You don't think buying a stock is good for the economy?
I don't think that buying a stock helps workers.
You don't think it's good for the economy?
I don't think that. No, I don't think buying an individual stock like Amazon is beneficial for the economy overall. I think we're talking about like investing more in your people that work for your company. We're talking about what helps. The economy is made of. The economy is made of people, right? In this study, in the London School of Economics, they found no major reinvestment working at people that are like working at these companies.
I think their standard of living goes up.
Okay, so there's just no evidence to back that up. I'm asking for evidence. You keep saying this or that or whatever. I think we get to data.
Let's say like Tesla.
I'm not. No. Do you have any data? I'm not. This whole like I think. So do you have any data? Or not?
Any data? No, I didn't come here with a spreadsheet of data.
You don't have to have a spreadsheet. You don't have to have a spreadsheet. You can cite a study. You know how I just cited a study? Just do that.
No, I don't have a study on me.
Okay. I left my so maybe you should make arguments. Maybe you should make arguments if you have any evidence to back it up.
I'm making arguments based on logic.
Your logic is completely flawed. Your logic is buying a stock doesn't stimulate the economy. Doesn't make. We're talking about what makes people's lives better. What makes people's lives better? Right. That's the whole goal. What makes people's lives better? Not trickle down economics. Not trickle down economics. There's no evidence to suggest that trickle down economics works. You're pushing debunked so many times. You've been like bought into like propaganda. What are you doing? Get out of there. You're out of there. You're this is not a capitalist view. Reinvesting in businesses and wanting to make life workers is also pro-capitalism, right? But just saying, hey, let's give all the money to the wealthy is not just pro-oligarchs. It's pro-oligarchs.
Businesses is good for the economy. Is a capitalist view.
Investing in saying. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. That this view you're holding that let's just cut taxes doesn't actually lead to the wealthy investing more in their businesses.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
It leads. What does it lead to? What does it lead to?
Hoarding of wealth. Hoarding of wealth.
Just in their bank account. Just in their bank accounts.
Generally, whether they buy a house, whether they could buy a house, they could buy a mansion in LA. Huge mansion in LA. Hoarding of wealth. Hoarding of wealth.
And then when they buy that mansion, who's the
money? All right, yeah, you just fuck off. You just fuck off. Just get the fuck out of here. I'm just get lost. Was my brother over there about to make the argument that buying a mansion stimulates the economy? Jesus, Haley, thanks for the $1. Hi, thanks for the $1. Hi, Harry. We're still waiting on a name for my puppy. Katie says hello. Katie says hello. She can't Venmo, but she could if she would. We're having a good night. Will you tell Katie I said hi? Will you tell Katie I said hi? Let me know when you name your puppy. Tanner, thanks for the $25. Tanner, thanks for the $25. So Pickle and Harry's collab. Whenever. I appreciate the $25. I appreciate the $25. Janice, thanks for the $2. Janice, thanks for the $2. Josh wants to Palestine because our ally, because our ally wants to invade Mexico, our ally. Angela, thanks for the $75. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. W's for Angela in the chat. For Angela in the chat. That's so incredibly kind. So incredibly kind. WU. Damn. Okay, Angela. Just started watching your content recently, and I love it so much. Makes me feel well, Angela, you're not Angela, you're not. You're actually on the right side of history, even though it feels like all these other lunatics are on the opposite. But I appreciate it, Angela. W Angela. W Angela minimum 75. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thanks for the $10. Brian, thanks for the $10. I look forward to your live every night and admire your patience with talking to MAGA. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the $10. Brian, I appreciate the $10. It's incredibly kind. It's incredibly kind. Thanks for the $5. Thanks for the $5 as well. Thank you for always sticking to the truth and so much misinformation out there. Appreciate the authenticity. Appreciate the authenticity. Advocacy. Kate, I appreciate you being back here. I appreciate you being back here. Recognize you. You're always here supporting the live. You're always here supporting the live. Abby, thanks for the $2 as well. Hey, Harry, first time donating. First time donating. Thanks for all you do. Abby, thank you. Abby, thank you for being involved. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and supporting the live. You're amazing. Thanks for the Jennifer. Thanks for the Jennifer. Thanks for my language. Forgive my language. But when the actual MAGA gets turned, MAGA again. Last term. MAGA again. Greenland and Canada. Greenland and Canada. Let's create new wars. I know. It's complete hypocrisy. It's complete hypocrisy. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. Bri, thanks for the thanks for the $1. Gonna make some rainbow crop tops and say what a disaster. Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt. Emma, thanks for the $3. Emma, thanks for the $3. Lesbian, I'm sure you'd be my type. Emma, thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. Emma, I appreciate that. Davina, thanks for the $2. Davina, thanks for the $2. Hey, Harry, thanks for all you do. We need more voices. Davina, I love you too. Davina, I love you too. Tyrone, thanks for the $5. Tyrone, thanks for the $5. Amanda, thank you for the $5. Amanda, thank you for the $5. Do to educate and entertain. Amanda, entertain. Amanda, thank you. Joshua, thanks for the $5. Joshua, thanks for the $5. Fetishizing the military. It is incredibly strange. It is incredibly strange. Michelle, thanks for the $10. Michelle, thanks for the $10. You are such an inspiration. Likewise, Michelle. Much love to you as well. Much love to you as well. Misha, thanks for the $5. Misha, thanks for the $5. Amazing live is love you back, Misha. Love you back, Misha. Andre, thanks for the $1. Andre, thanks for the $1. Laughed at you. Winning. That's I appreciate that. Yeah. Mochi, thanks for the $1. Mochi, thanks for the $1. Kayla thinks she's blossom when she bubbles. I don't know what that means. I can't hold you. I can't hold you. I don't know what that means. Alex, thanks for the $10. Alex, thanks for the $10. 72 cents, my man. My mom, Harry, fan from England. I'm 18 and never really knew what I wanted to do. Inspired me to get into politics. I watched the US election so closely and stayed up every night at the DNC. Every night at the DNC. It's so sad how it all turned out. But I hope for the future. We love your lives. Alex, thank you so much, man. All the way across the pond. All the way across the pond. All the way across the pond. That's remarkable. It's remarkable. By the way, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up and we can talk. You can tell me why. Very peculiar. Very peculiar. Very strange. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. Let's see here. Mark TikTok. Saying he's mad. Sorry, Miriam. Thanks for the Miriam. Thanks for the I just found out that my best friend, but your live is cheering me up. I'm so sorry to hear that. That can be so difficult. That can be so difficult. I hope you're doing Miriam. I hope you're doing okay. Haley, thanks for the $5. Haley, thanks for the $5. They always say what he means, but tell us what he says. He didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean it that way. Right. It's the backtrack. Kayla, thanks for the $3. Kayla, thanks for the $3. Christian thinks you're really smart and cute. Okay. Eric, thanks for the $5. Eric, thanks for the $5. Who needs facts? Not that guy. Who needs facts? Not that guy. Haley, thanks for the $15. Haley, thanks for the $15 as well on PayPal. They love to forget Trump lost because the disdain was for him was so high and he was so terrible. Venmo Cash App. PayPal link in bio. If you want to support the live. Also, drop a follow if you haven't already, and double tap the screen to get to 600,000. All right, Mark, what's up? All right, Mark, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good.
Okay,
How are
I'm
you?
from West Virginia.
Okay.
I'm from West Virginia. Voted for Trump. Voted for Trump.
That's bad. That's bad.
It's bad.
Not the West Virginia
It's
part,
bad.
but the West Virginia part, but the voting for Trump part. Yeah.
He beat her by 30%. He beat her by 30% here in West Virginia.
Well, I know. West Virginia was not a swing state. West Virginia was not a swing
Or a blue
state,
state, for that matter,
For that matter.
yeah,
But
just
voting for Trump, you shouldn't do it, even if he's going to win your state. Even if he's going to win your state.
Well, last time I voted for a Democrat, actually in the general was the Obama. Twice. Then after what happened in 2016, I can't trust I can't trust Democrats anymore.
What happened in 2016? What happened?
What they did to Bernie Sanders. What they did to Bernie Sanders. And there's a lot of people. And there's a lot of people out there. Nothing's too upset about that. Don't you think? Don't you think? Because don't you believe votes? Don't you believe votes count?
This is such a tiring. It's so tiring.
I mean,
it's so tiring.
we talk about
just to be clear. Just to be clear.
Okay, so when they had a debate on CNN and talking about that the DNC was rigged, don't you think that's important? Don't you think that's important to talk about?
Did Hillary Clinton get more votes than Bernie Sanders? Just votes, not delegates. Just votes, not delegates.
But yes.
Okay.
You want to play
You just said to me, don't you think the vote should count? Don't you think the vote should count?
Yes.
So if Hillary Clinton got more votes than Bernie Sanders, and your philosophy is the vote should count, what are you upset about?
Well, it's what they did to Bernie Sanders. What they did to Bernie Sanders. It's how they favored. How they favored Hillary over Bernie Sanders.
He lost. He just lost. Hillary Clinton got more votes.
Then why would they call it rigged? Why would
Who's they? Who's they?
Okay, you want to hear it? Okay, you want to hear it?
That the primary was rigged against Bernie Sanders. Later the same day you misspoke when you made those comments.
Who's this?
This is CNN. This is CNN. That was Chris Cuomo talking to Perez. Okay, I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat. Okay. And he asked him. Perez first came out and said he was turned around. Then he tried to explain it. Cuomo wasn't getting nowhere with him. So he goes to the next guy. He goes to the next guy.
Thank you. I was going to interrupt anyway. The point is.
And who's speaking? Who's speaking?
Primary rigged. It was also rigged all across the country.
Who is this? Who is speaking right now? Who is speaking right now?
People to rise to the ranks. Can
you tell us who's speaking first, please?
That is where that lack of.
Okay, so this is the debate night. Okay, first it was Perez. Okay, and this guy here is another guy who was running for the chair.
Okay, who is it? Okay,
Sam Roman.
Who's Sam Roman?
He was a guy running for the Ronan.
Yeah, who is that? Yeah,
he was a guy that was running, but Perez got with the chair, having the chair. He ran the DNC. Yep. Okay, so this was out. No, this was out. Elizabeth Warren said it was. Now Bernie Sanders.
Wait. I'm so baffled, right? Because you could have five people. For example, but it's not a bunch of people. Just get a bunch of people saying that the election wasn't fair. But it was. So you could there can be people that just reject reality and say, oh, is this or that. It doesn't mean that they're right. Again, your whole argument coming in here was I don't trust what the Democrats did. Hillary just got more votes, and your whole thing was just count the votes. She got more votes.
Okay, so in 2020, they go to the first place that goes to Iowa. Who won the caucus there?
In 2020?
I think it was Pete Buttigieg.
How long did it take to count the votes?
I don't know.
Weeks. Where was Biden at on that race?
Like fifth or fourth?
Yeah, it was like fourth or fifth. Yeah, it wasn't close. Yeah, it wasn't close. Next race, not even close either. They start making deals. And it was him up against Bernie Sanders.
No. Wait, what happened in South Carolina?
Why you pivoting South Carolina?
Because you're talking about the early primary states. What happened in South Carolina?
South Carolina dropped out.
Who won South Carolina?
Biden wins. That's where he turns the tide.
Turn the tide.
Everybody out of the way.
Wait. No, it's not they. People just voted for Joe Biden in South Carolina.
I understand that.
But you don't. Momentum is on his side. Everybody in politics, or anybody that's worth anything will recognize that momentum can be a huge factor in primaries. That's why people invest so much. Previously, when I was the first state, so much in the Iowa caucus. Typically, it's believed that if you get a good start of the Iowa caucus, people see you in New Hampshire and other Democratic primary states, and say, you know what, this guy has momentum. I'm really liking, and you get a bunch of immediate attention. That's why it's so important. That's why Joe Biden wins overwhelmingly in South Carolina, and he wins overwhelmingly in South Carolina, a crucial voting base for the Democratic Party. Of course, that momentum translates into other states, and then Biden starts winning more primaries, and then people start to drop out because there's no path to the presidency, and they're going to endorse somebody that's most in line with them. When Pete Buttigieg drops out, is he endorsing Bernie Sanders? Because Pete Buttigieg isn't anywhere near Bernie Sanders. He's closer to Biden. So Pete Buttigieg endorses when Kamala Harris drops out. Who's she endorsing? She's not endorsing Bernie. She's not endorsing Bernie. She's going to endorse different candidates who are closer to Biden, who are closer to dropping out. I don't know why you think it's a conspiracy when they're endorsing the candidate that has views more similar to them. There's no conspiracy. There's no conspiracy. You gotta wake up. And if Bernie Sanders not getting a primary is a reason for you to vote for Donald Trump, then you aren't principled and have no values.
Okay. So who's better, Bernie Sanders or Trump, you think?
In terms of policy?
Well, yeah, who'd have been better president? Who'd have been better president?
Bernie. Because Donald Trump is a complete disaster.
You think Bernie Sanders could have beat Trump? Because Kamala Harris didn't.
No, I don't think Bernie Sanders would beat Trump.
You don't think he would have? Mm-mm. So now we have this time around. And I remember you saying, matter of fact, I questioned you about Biden. You said he wasn't going to drop out. And he was coming. I told you he was going to drop out. Okay, he dropped out. Okay. I also said he was going to pardon his son. No way you said he'd pardon his son because Biden said he wouldn't pardon his son. Okay.
Yeah, I said that before Donald Trump got elected, and Cash Patel, who said he's going to go after his political opponents.
You knew that he would from everybody knew that.
That's not true.
If it was my son, I don't have a problem with him.
I think if Kamala Harris would have won, Joe Biden would not have.
Well, and Kamala Harris would have. So I don't have no problem. I'm not talking
about what Kamala Harris would have. We're talking about Joe Biden. We're saying, oh, you said this about Joe Biden.
Okay, so what happens? So he drops out of the race. So they don't have to go through a primary. So let me ask you a question. Do you think Kamala Harris would have won a primary with the flip-flops she made?
Primary in the Democratic Party in 2024?
Yes. With the same flip-flops.
Her evolution on issues flip-flops.
Okay, evolution. Yes. Okay, evolution.
Yes. I think she would have won.
So with the drilling and fracking and all that stuff had been fine with the people in the party?
Yeah.
You think so? If the other ones would have came out,
you know why? Vice President of the United States. She's next in line for the presidency. Like you see the polling in the Democratic Party following Biden dropping out. The overwhelming majority of the Democratic Party wanted it to be Kamala Harris. So would she have won? Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're never going to know. It's because it didn't have a primary. We're never going to know. We're never going to know. I mean, you can say that's not fact. You can say that's not fact. Only thing we know is Trump, right?
Yep.
Period. Right.
Yep.
So, okay. And if it's going to be terrible,
can you just get off of this for a second? Can you just make something make sense? You're like a Bernie guy. You're like a Bernie guy. And then you voted for Donald Trump.
I was a Bernie guy. I voted for Trump.
Did you vote for Bernie in the 2020 primaries?
This is the small rig magic. Anyone that's been made
something bad.